Yes.
Everything on the internet is copied. Can ebooks be copied? What if I write a great book and, you know, in the next week, 1 million people are reading it and they're not paying a cent?
I would say you're a lucky man. Okay, I just want to repeat the question. It's a good question. So, is there a concern that if you publish a book digitally that people will steal it and copy it, and if you put your book up online this week, will it be stolen by millions of people next week? I would pay a lot of money. I'd pay $10,000, $20,000 if I could arrange for 1 million people to steal my novel, because it would probably open up a movie deal or something even more lucrative than just selling copies of a book. But I do realize that piracy is a concern for a lot of authors. If you are a successful author, your book will be pirated to some extent. It's like a tax on your success. There's not much you can do about it. But I want to put piracy in perspective. When you publish print books, like through a traditional publisher, someone buys your paperback, they love it, they just discovered you for the first time, and they pass your book on to a friend and say, you need to read this amazing author I just discovered. You don't get paid.
But not 1 million.
You don't get paid. Well, if it happens 1 million times, you don't get paid. But you are getting a new reader. So I want you to think of that illegal file sharing as the lowest cost, highest impact form of word of mouth marketing. Your book is not going to get stolen millions of times unless you're selling hundreds of millions of copies. And there are things that you can do to minimize the incidence of piracy. Number one, distribute your book everywhere. A lot of publishers face piracy because they don't distribute their book around the globe, yet they're doing online marketing that's reaching readers around the globe. So they're creating excess demand, they're creating demand for their books, but not providing the supply. So make sure your book is available at all the major retailers. Make your book easier to purchase than to steal. The other thing to do is price your book affordably. And most self-published authors do. Price your book under $5.99, and you're less likely to get pirated. And then in the Smashwords Style Guide, I've got something in there called the Smashwords License Statement, which I encourage you all to stick at the top of your books. And you can modify it any way you like. I'm sure you've all seen, like on videotapes, that $500,000 fire and brimstone warning. If you copy this book, you're going to be damned to hell. And I've seen authors do that too. That's not a very friendly way to deal with your authors. Or deal with your readers. I believe most readers are honest. I believe most readers appreciate the hard work that you put into your book. And so the Smashwords License Statement is simply, it's like a Trojan horse. It's a gentle reminder to the reader that this book is licensed for your personal enjoyment only. And if you're reading this book and it was not purchased expressly for you, then please support this author's hard work by purchasing your own copy. Thanks for supporting the author. It's a friendly way to remind people, to appeal to their ethics, and to appeal to their love of your writing, that they have an obligation to support you. So that's how I would minimize piracy. And beyond that, don't worry about it. There are services out there that you can pay $10, $20 a month to, and they will constantly alert you to possible piracy of your book online. So it's like you're a rat on a table getting electrocuted multiple times a day. It's not going to do you any good. You're just going to waste money, waste mental cycles, paralyzed. Because the only way to prevent piracy with 100% assurance is to never publish. Yes, so the question is, are children's picture books available as ebooks? The answer is yes, but picture books are much more difficult to produce as an ebook, more expensive to produce as an ebook, and because their text is not reflowable, they're less accessible and less enjoyable to a lot of readers. So I talk about this a little in the style guide. You can check that out. If you're writing a picture book, if your book is all pictures, you probably have text in those images embedded as part of the image. If you can reimagine your picture book where you pull the text out and put it below the image or above the image, then the text can become reflowable, the reader can click a button to increase the font size, and you can still have the images. So there are ways to do it.
And is there a way to combine picture books with an Audible? So that when you buy that book as a grandparent for your kid, they're reading it, they're having it read to them.
That is possible. It takes more work and a custom app. So Apple has an app called iBooks Author that would allow you to create like a multimedia book like that.
And that would be available through Smashbooks then as
No,
well?
that would only be available from Apple,
Okay.
that software, and then you could only sell that book at Apple.
But the illustrations with the flow of the text could come from Smashbooks?
Yeah, so the reflowable book, yes, we could help you publish that and distribute it and send it to stores like Apple, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and everyone else that we in public libraries.
Great, thank you.
All right, so for those who couldn't hear that question, she's got a publisher that publishes her print books through CreateSpace. The publisher does the editing for you and then uses CreateSpace to do the print books. CreateSpace is the self-publishing arm, the print self-publishing arm of Amazon. At Smashwords, we only do digital books, only do ebooks, and we don't do any editing.
So, in other words, if somebody wants to publish free with you, you take it as is.
Yeah, we take it as
So
is.
if it's full of typos and misspellings.
Right, if it's full of
Sarah,
typos
it's
and
also on-
misspellings, then the readers will have little patience for that book, and it's not going to solve their problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's one of the, self-publishing, although it's an awesome option for authors, it can be a lot of work. You're responsible for bringing in the professionals to do the editing, to do the professional cover design. If you want to produce a high-quality book that's as good or better than what New York is putting out, then you've got to assume those responsibilities. So the question is, how easy is it for someone who's published on Kindle to get on Smashwords? The process is almost identical. So you come to Smashwords, you create a free account, you click the publish button, and you upload your manuscript as a Microsoft Word document that's formatted to the requirements of the style guide. Or you can come to us with a professionally designed EPUB file. EPUB is the open industry standard for ebooks, and you can upload that to us. Okay, so I can comment on that. So the question is, he originally self-published an ebook with us in 2012. Thank you. That was a long time ago. Yeah, near the beginning. And then he published at Amazon, and then Amazon told him he can't sell his book anywhere else. So Amazon has two self-publishing options within their KDP. Their platform is called KDP. There's the regular KDP, which allows you to publish at Amazon and publish at Smashwords and sell at all the other stores.
They didn't tell me that.
Well, they're tricky. It's called trickery. If you look carefully at the publishing workflow in KDP, they trick you to sign up for something called KDP Select. KDP Select requires exclusivity. They'll basically ask you questions like, oh, you want to make a full 70% list price in India, Brazil, and Mexico, by the way, markets where you're not going to sell anything, then you have to then sign up for KDP Select. Otherwise, we're only going to pay you 35% list. But the interface basically makes it look like your account setup isn't totally complete unless you make all these smart decisions to enroll your book in KDP Select. KDP Select exclusivity is for 3 months at a time, automatically renewing. So at many of the writers' conferences that I speak at, I'll have writers come up to me and say, I'd love to work with you, but I can't because Amazon requires exclusivity. Well, they don't require exclusivity, but they're happy for you to believe that they do. I'm not a fan of KDP Select. They announced KDP Select in December 2011. I wrote a blog post that very same day, warning authors about it. And my warning was that this is a strategy for Amazon to strip the shelves bare of their competitors of self-published ebooks. And I knew in 2011 that self-published ebooks were going to become increasingly critical to the success of the overall industry. And if Amazon can keep those books out of their competitors' stores, then those competitors customers are forced to move their buying over to Amazon so they can read your books. And so it's caused this slow bloodletting at all the other major retailers. It's been really tough for them to weather, losing customers to Amazon just for that reason. And for a lot of self-published authors, they found themselves completely dependent upon Amazon, where 90, 100% of their income is coming from a single retailer. And that's scary because Amazon frequently changes their discovery algorithms, changes their rules, changes their payment terms, and they can make a change and overnight cause your sales to evaporate, and then you're stuck. So it's potentially dangerous to allow yourself to become dependent on a single retailer.